And welcome back, everyone, to Between Bells on Cheddar. I'm Baker Machado in New York, and while being stuck at home over the last year, a lot of us are spending more time in the kitchen than we used to. The pandemic has highlighted the importance of not only just nutrition, but your health overall. And a brand new book called Eat Better, Feel Better by Food Network star Giada De Laurentiis provides a wealth of knowledge with some great recipes and some information, all aimed at improving wellness and specifically your gut health. So joining us now, the one, the only, Miss Giada herself. Hello, Giada. Good to have you here. Congratulations on the book. Very exciting news.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
So let's talk about your gut here for a moment. Obviously, one of the most important aspects of our wellness that a lot of people really overlook here. So why is it important to pay attention to our gut?
You know, our gut, in my opinion, rules sort of our entire bodies. And I did not pay attention to my gut for a long time, and I got myself in a lot of trouble because of it. And so my journey from 40 to 50, which I am now 50, was quite an eye-opening experience, because I was one where sugar was sort of my main addiction. And I used it as much as I could all day to get me through things. And it was just this horrible, vicious cycle. And I had horrible sinus infections to the point where I would have to take breaks from shooting to be in dark rooms because I couldn't take the light, because there was so much pressure and congestion and inflammation in my head. So I had to clear out my gut and sort of reset everything. And that is pretty much what this book is about. And I always say, Baker, if you think of a bucket, right? We fill our bucket our whole lives, from even before we're born, with toxins, right? Just things in the air, things we eat, whatever. You can't live on this planet without doing it. But you got to be careful that the bucket doesn't overflow. If it starts to overflow, that's when you get into really bad territory, the black zone, as doctors call it. And that's when you get diseases, cancer, and diabetes, and things that you have to hold on to the rest of your life and sort of mitigate. So my goal has always been not to let that overflow, which I felt like it was when I had these horrible sinus infections, and keep it in the gray zone, which is where a lot of us live. And so mitigating some of the toxins, and if you overdo it one day, get yourself back on track the next. So I have like a 3-day reboot that works in this book to do that.
That's amazing. So Giada, are there foods in particular that are maybe more gut friendly maybe than others? Or you mentioned candy. Are there things in particular I need to be staying away from that are actually terrible for my gut? What should I be eating?
Well, you should probably be eating more leafy greens and vegetables, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower and arugula, and bitter greens like radicchio and endive. So yes, more leafy greens, at least 4 to 5 servings of half a cup a day. So you could even throw some spinach in your smoothie in the morning with some cucumber, avocado, and banana. And if you really need to pick me up, you could always add some cacao in there and some ground coffee to make yourself sort of a green/coffee drink to give yourself the energy you need.
Yum.
But lots of greens, lean proteins, salmon, chicken. Try to stay away from red meats, maybe once a week, maybe twice if you really need to, but try to limit that. Desserts twice a week at max. Dairy, half a cup a day, and that's throughout the day. Parmesan cheese, butter, any kind of dairy. Like, really start to limit things and see what affects you and what makes you feel better and what makes you feel worse. And then you can figure out what works best for you. Yeah, I just know for me, sugar is my culprit.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, because we know everybody's guts are different out here, and that's kind of why you really talk about listening to your gut. But what does that mean? So how do you sort of know what works for you and what really doesn't?
Well, how you figure it out is the process of elimination, right? So a lot of doctors will tell you, start with whatever you think is the most inflammatory, maybe dairy and gluten first. Do that for a few days and get off of it. See how you start to feel. Do you feel more energetic? Do you sleep better? Do you have less fogginess? Do you have more energy? Do you have less bloating? All those things we don't want to talk about. A lot of times, if you start to eliminate those foods, dairy, gluten, sugar, caffeine, and alcohol, you will start to see your system doesn't have to work as hard to process it. And I have found in my journey that I'm a slow processor, right? So I know that when I put something in my system that is high in dairy, gluten, lots of drinking, or desserts, sugar, and things of that nature, I'm going to feel not so good. I'm going to feel bloated. I'm going to feel tired. I'm going to feel cranky. I'm going to feel foggy. All of those symptoms will start to appear. When I take them out, those symptoms start to go away. And that's how you start to know that your body is feeling better and you have less inflammation in your body.
I love that. That's so interesting how much food really is the medicine to all of this, Giada. Also, you kind of touch on things about intermittent fasting and also meditation as well. Explain how that also helped you as well.
Well, food is first, right? That's the most important thing because we put that in our bodies every day, multiple times a day. But then there's other things that can kind of calm the mind and take anxiety down. A lot of us live with a ton of anxiety. Go figure, the world we live in. It's sort of hard. We have to find ways to mitigate that because that kind of stuff also inflames your body, right? You get inflammation just from stress. So meditation really helps. And even if, I can really only do like 5 to 10 minutes a day, because that's how far I've gotten. It just takes me a long time to shut my brain off. But yoga really works really well to breathe and open your body so you can get a lot of oxygen into your brain, which a lot of us, especially me, because I'm hunched over cooking all day, I really need to open up and really take a deep breath to get clarity and to be able to breathe properly and open my lungs. And then any kind of exercise, walk your dog, walk on the beach, do whatever, move. And I would say, the other thing is, intermittent fasting works for me. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but if it works for you, it'll really help sort of give you that break during the day that you're not eating and allow your body to relax. It's sort of like turning your computer off and letting it reboot. That's really what it is. It's a reboot for your digestive system and truly for your gut.
All great advice, Giada. Thank you so very much for joining us. The new book is Eat Better, Feel Better, and it is available today. Available now for you guys to purchase. Giada, thank you so very much for joining us.